I've been following up like 2 weeks, maybe a month, see, if there's anything that's really like interest them, or sometimes they'll just send me the link, like, oh, I really like this one. When can we go see it? But is that like normal? Should I be trying to contact them more? Um,
Have they spoken with the lender that you're using?
yes,
So are they approved already?
they're all pretty much like pre-qualified.
Okay, so I don't know who.
What's stopping them from getting pre-approved?
That's a good point. I should try to push them along the process.
Yeah.
So that I'm more ready to, yeah. Because like one of them, for example, they're pre-qualified and they saw the mobile home that I'm going to be doing an open house, and they said, "Oh, we'll be there because we like that one." Um, so that's like the perfect case where I could have been, oh, well, we could have been fully underwritten and been
So
able
with
to close.
that, yeah,
Yeah.
so with that, I don't know who your lender is, and I'm just gonna say my lender that I've shared with Diana Legaspi. Just so you know, she also now does mobile home lending,
Great to know.
and she does
Yeah.
ITIN.
Yes.
She added that all that under her. So, for
Nice.
example, this is an example, George. So my buyers that I got a contract on Monday, I met them at my open house in April.
Okay.
They had maybe Rocket Mortgage or something that they were approving, and I said I need to connect you with Diana, and they were open to that because you should, have them get another opinion.
Mhm.
Diana, what I like about Diana is she will get to the point where she gets them fully underwritten, and I know immediately with her because I trust her.
Mhm.
She gives me a price point immediately. So if they qualify for a mobile home, then we're gonna know because they're qualified for a lot less. So we're gonna try and push for that. But you're not you're not gonna give anybody false hope taking them out to shop for homes because you're already ready to go. You can write an offer. My clients were ready. They called me. They went and seen the house Saturday. They talked to Diana Saturday night. I'm in Reno. I didn't even know how many houses they went to go see. On Sunday morning, they're calling me wanting to put an offer on the house. And I'm thinking, oh my God. But, because I had my stuff with me,
Yeah.
I was able to prepare an offer to be ready on Monday to go. And I was the first offer to get in. But Diana along the side with me, she's on it. We're communicating constantly. She already gave me the number, the pre-approval, and I had everything up front. She's just sent it on my email, and I was easy to just send a nice offer, and we got our offer accepted in a multiple offer situation.
So
So,
another thing to consider, that's amazing. And you definitely want to follow the steps. When you're having conversations with first-time buyers or first-time clients, they may not even be first-time buyers, but if they're buying a mobile home or a condo or a single family, really finding out what their experience with how real estate and the market works. So they might say, I'm looking to buy property or more manufactured home in Watsonville. Great. Do you know anything about the real estate market in Watsonville? Maybe yes, maybe no. You need to educate them and let them know, okay, right now it is still a seller's market. Let me tell you what that means and explain that there's limited inventory and that depending on the house, the location and condition of the home, buyers may have some strategic pull and have some negotiating leverage, but because inventory is so slim and a lot of properties are actually flying off the market, buyers need to be super prepared if they're serious about buying a property. I was just saying at the beginning of the meeting, there was a property, and I mentioned this one to you, Jorge, over at the end of Green Valley. There was that one property that was listed under 800. It was like 785. It went for 980 cash.
I went to that open
980
house.
cash. Yeah, so did I.
A buyer.
And then, did you see a man fall down when you were there?
No, that probably happened after I left because I heard
Oh, okay. Well, the
they
man
were.
that fell down is the one that wrote the offer. I found out.
It's
Anyways, he won. And then there was another one in Watsonville that went well over, let's see, it was priced at $899. It went to $990, and all cash
That's
also.
scary.
So we're getting way more cash deals coming in to Watsonville, FYI. But that's something to explain to your buyers. This is why it's important. A lot of the time buyers think, well, it's going to mess up my credit, or, well, oftentimes they don't want to pay the 25 to 50 bucks it's going to cost to pay for the application and for the credit check. It's necessary because that's the first step in putting skin in the game that they're actually serious. It's not going to hurt their credit as long as they're not charging anything. And that's a perfect opportunity to tell them, look, if you're going to start looking to buy a home, you don't want to start charging up on your credit cards. And you don't want to pay them all down right away. Let's have a conversation with the lender to make sure which ones need to be paid down, which ones need to be paid off, and have some balances on there. So that's a conversation. You don't want to go buy new furniture, new vehicles, new anything.
Even when you get in a contract, remind them again,
Yeah.
do not spend until you get the keys.
Yeah. So all of these, you have to really put the bold accent on how important it is to get pre-approved and not pre-qualified, and show them examples. If let's say they were in the market for a single family, like the one on Green Valley, off Green Valley, and you can say, look, at this one went on the market. It was underpriced just a little bit. It was in okay to decent condition. It wasn't even super stellar. And it went over by that much. This is how important it is. This is why you need to be pre-approved, so you're ready, set, go when you find out. It's not like how it was when their parents or their families bought property, where you kind of meandered looking around and, looked at 10 or 20 houses before you decide on the one. It's not like that. And if they want to do that, then they could do that on their own and not waste your time. And you don't want to waste their time, because, like Michelle was saying, you want to make sure what they can purchase, because you don't want them to go looking at, champagne cream puff houses when they're on a beer budget. So you want to be sure that they can afford what they're looking at. Well, aside from that, so Jorge has some great information. I wanted him to definitely share. Well, you have quite a few things that are on your plate. I'll let you share all your good news if you want to, but I want you to talk about ADUs, because you were going to mention something about ADUs. And
okay, perfect. Yes.
Go for it.
Yeah, there's been a lot going on. It's been a busy week, which is good. It's good. So I'll probably be reaching out with more questions soon here.
Okay.
But
Good.
Yeah, I can talk on the ADUs. So probably like a month ago, I took a course over at the Santa Cruz Association on ADUs in Santa Cruz County. So I wanted to point out some of the main things that I saw were pretty helpful. Could be useful for some buyers or even sellers, maybe trying to make something legal before they list it. So let's see. Pretty much anything in Santa Cruz County that does not have an agricultural buffer within 200 feet can convert an ADU that's less than 800 square feet for $5,000 in Santa Cruz County.
For $5,000, does that include a permit?
That's for the permit.
Oh, that is for the permit. Okay.
Excluding construction and all that. And so then on top of that, they said, it could be a junior ADU with an efficiency kitchen, or the county is trying to really work with sellers and homeowners because of the housing shortage. So that's why they're making it so cheap to, basically make units legal.
So the units could be built up to 800 square foot, no more.
800, yeah. So here, let me see. If it's just the building permit, it's 800 square feet. Permit is exactly $5,300. This is what I have on my notes here. And let's see, parking. And so if they convert, there's a bunch of different requirements, but if they convert a garage to an ADU, um, usually when you add a different building to the home, you have to do some type of parking replacement if the street's too crowded. But if you do a garage conversion, that doesn't apply. So let's see. And they actually to help you with the permit.
Wait, you kind of cut out a little bit on that last part. What happens if you do a garage conversion?
So if you do a garage conversion, you don't essentially need to do replacement parking. So
Oh.
the only reason that sometimes the permits get denied is when the street or the neighborhood is too crowded already. And so they say you need to replace the parking.
Yeah, so
let's
what
see.
was it, Christina, in 2021 or 2019? I forgot when they passed the law that anybody in the state of California, I think you can add an ADU. Of course, you have to check with your local counties, but you are permitted to build ADUs now on your properties.
Mhm.
Yes, and they were going to limit depending on the acreage that you have. If you have an acre or half an acre, you could do like 8 to 10 ADUs. But it's going to depend on the locale, the cities, the counties, the ordinances, et cetera. But they're not going to make you jump through as many hoops as they did before, which is great.
Yeah, right. So
Yeah.
like for instance, Los Baños, we have a development. It's the I can't think of the name right now.
KB,
Anyways, no, not KB. The
Lennar,
Stonefield.
Green Stonefield.
So you can customize your lots.
Nice.
You can have an ADU build on there. They're called ranchettes.
Nice.
Kind of like
Yeah.
tiny,
Hmm?
kind of like tiny homes, or they're bigger.
No, they're big homes, but the lots are pretty big. I think it's only like $100 for the HOA for the whole year, but
Wow.
it's really gated.
How much are those starting at? Do you know?
Because they're like almost custom homes. They just started building them.
Oh.
They've been plotting the land for like a couple of years now, and now finally I'm starting to see homes go up. Not a whole lot of them. So they didn't want to work with agents, so a lot of people don't go over there because they don't want to give a commission.
Oh, they're not giving commissions.
They weren't back then, no.
You should recheck with them.
Yeah.
If they're doing any kind of flat fee, anything like that,
Yeah.
it could be beneficial. It's worth a conversation.
Sure, for sure. You have to check it out. But go ahead, George. Sorry.
Oh no, you're good. I just have a few more. There was a lot of information. I tried to jot down the main points that'd be useful. So for SB9, doing the lot splits, um, as long as the owners live there for the past 3 years, they're charging under $1,000 to do a lot split on a primary residence.
With an ADU?
For SB9, the state ballot or state proposition that passed a few years ago, but essentially you can split your lot in two and sell the other half of it,
I didn't know that.
And that's only $1,000.
It's $1,000 for the lot split. Yeah.
And do you happen to know if that is also with Monterey County or just Santa Cruz County?
This one was just with Carr in Santa Cruz, so I don't know about Monterey.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would be good to know because Monterey County, that'd be great for you guys all to know. George, maybe you want to do homework on that because Monterey County would not allow that. I actually wanted to do that with my personal lot years ago. Now I'll have to inquire. I'll do my own homework too on that. But they wanted $25,000 just to go down the path of paperwork to see if it was feasible. And then if it's not, that $25,000 was not refundable.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, so I never did that. We do have a granny unit on our property, and at the time we wanted to buy just the granny unit. Of course, now I own the whole thing, but now maybe it's not a bad idea to split the lot and like sell it to one of my kids. But that would be cool.
And that would make them a homeowner.
Yeah, But that would be good to know for Monterey County because there are so many properties that have larger lots in Monterey County where and there's multiple homes on lots. If homeowners knew that they could do that for less than $25,000, that would be something you might get listings out of it. Maybe worth investigating.
Yeah, even Raquel, her lot, her
Oh
dad's lot.
yeah, over there, your dad's lot, maybe.
Oh, for that one, huh?
Maybe. Yeah, it's worth looking into.
I was gonna mention to you guys too about there's a guy that I met from St. Francis, one of the parents, and they started a company just a few months ago, and they do the tiny homes. So
Do
they're
they?
they do. So they just started.
Locally? Do they do it locally?
hmm It's in Salinas. He gave me, I think, in Prunedale or whatever. I have his little card, and he said
Oh,
they're
share it
really
with us.
nice. He showed me a video of them. I mean, they're fully like furnished. I mean, not furnished, but they're, they have everything in them, and I think
Yeah.
maybe around 100,000.
I think
You know?
when you put a tiny home on a lot, you obviously have to build the foundation and or the siding to make it permanent. And then of course you're gonna have to put for the electrical if you were gonna make it something like where it could be like I don't know, how would that be? Like a manufactured home then?
I would.
That's a good question because once you put a manufactured home on a foundation, it's considered stick built at that point. You don't need yeah. So I wonder if it's the same thing.
Because
Oh,
I'm
Raquel,
gonna
you're going to have to pass that information along. You know what I'd like to
Okay.
do? I'd like to interview that guy and record it and see if I can
Oh,
get that
yes.
out to you guys. That would be
I'll
really
ask
good, I
him.
think.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
call. I'll reach out to him. I have his
Okay.
card somewhere.
Perfect.
Yeah, I could do that. Yeah.
Okay. Wonderful. What else, George?
Awesome.
That was good. Like how
Yeah.
we go on these tangents with your information. I love it.
Yeah, it's because you start thinking of all the clients that could
Yeah.
possibly.
Yeah.
So it's like, I was
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
because then it's like if they were trying to sell their main home, just sell a part of it and still you pop something. And
That's awesome, yeah.
but yeah, the next one was actually on tiny homes. So the same thing that you just said as this is so ADUs. It can be used for any purpose in the county. Yeah, same rules as mobile homes as long as it sits on
Foundation.
a foundation, maximum size of 400 square feet. It'll be considered a ADU as a primary dwelling.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but and that's where you have to find out too, like what I was talking, because where you got to get the sewer or whatever the electrical, all that hooked up too. So that
Utilities. Yeah.
utilities.
Hmm.
Yeah, and those I guess they have some type of permits, but they renew every 4 to 5 years for those. Yeah.
For an ADU, you have to renew it for the tiny home ADUs?
For the tiny home ones, yeah.
Really interesting. Oh, I guess that's just a way for a county to make some money.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you don't want to put it on a foundation? Because what if they don't approve it?
Oh yeah, what if you do it 5 years from now to renew and they don't approve? That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a great question. We'll have to ask. What would make it so that way the county would not approve it? Like what would prohibit them from approving it? Okay, now I have those two questions. Perfect. Okay, what else, George?
So let's see. That's it. And then other than that, they have a ADU assistance program. If you
Oh.
meet certain qualifications, they'll help you with the fund.
Oh.
So the homeowners can actually get assistance for the 5,300 that they need to get the permit.
Oh my
I mean,
gosh.
that's how urgent the housing crisis is in Santa Cruz County.
Well, inventory is super low, so
That's
Yeah.
really cool. And you had people from the county at this meeting?
It was like someone from the planner's office and everyone from the association was there. So currently they issue about 65 ADU permits per year. since they've made all these changes, but they're trying to spread the information. So obviously they can get more funds and more permits out.
Are they limited to 65 a year right now? Do they top out once they
They
hit that
didn't
number?
say they did. They just said that's the number that they're at now, and they're hope to keep growing it because
Yeah,
I mean for them it's better because then they know how many there is out there versus
true.
yeah.
Versus like garage conversions, like so many people have done them without permits. It's yeah.
Oh, the whole down the street here, tell my parents.
You're all, oh yeah.
Every
Everybody.
it's we've counted. There's probably 5 neighbors on the street that don't have conversions.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure. Yep.
Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome. That's great information, George. Thank you.
George, I wanted to ask you if you do an ADU in the city, is that different than like if you do it somewhere else outside of the city limits?
Let's see. So this, let me see. Has to be an existing dwelling.
The reason I asked is because I had a friend and she said she did an ADU, but she did in her parents' property because of something. Can't remember what it was, but she was telling me about it, so that's why I can't
So
remember why.
just given that it was someone from the county, I'm gonna say this applies to the county. Probably the
Or
city.
maybe because when it's in the
That's
city, you go through the
probably,
city instead of the county. That could have been it.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's probably it. But what I
Okay.
write down here is that you could go on their website, type in the parcel or the property address, they'll tell you what they can.
Oh, another place to look is in the MLS when you're looking at properties, if they're listed. So what George is telling you is any property, whether they're listed or not, you can go to the county website, you can go to their GIS map, and you should be able to pull it up from there as well. But if a house is listed, you can check on MLS to see if if it has enough room to put an ADU on there. So just usually right on the right-hand side
The little
under,
map thing?
huh?
Is it the little map on the right-hand side? There's like a little
No,
map.
it's not the map. It actually says, I think it says ADU options.
Ah, okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
you mean when you're looking at the MLS?
Yeah.
at the home. Yeah, down at the bottom. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I know people put in comments, private comments that, RV access, obviously it's a big lot. So if it's a big lot and when you actually see the house, if there's nothing back there, they can't add an ADU back there.
No, it's like when you go to, I'm trying to open it up right now so you could take a look at it. Single family, 9, oops. We'll just see what's active. And then let me just pretend and pull a property I think would work. Oh, let's see. Let's just pretend this one here on San Andreas. Can you guys see it?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so see right down here. So right here on the right-hand side, you see the map, and adjacent to that, you see MLS and all the details. Right under here, it says Symbiom ADU options. If you click on that, that
Yeah, I don't
opens
know if I
up.
have that in my MLS.
Yeah. Oh, good.
No, I
Yeah.
don't know if I have it. I don't
Oh,
think
you
I
don't know if you
I'd
have
have to
it.
look.
Oh, okay.
I
This
can't.
here. Oh, I hope you have it because this shows you the lot where it is, and you can look, you can zoom in and zoom out. You see all the different parcels next to it. And you can see hazards or property improvements. You can see permit history. But if I want to do property improvement, usually, let's see if this lets me do it. ADU, if I click on ADU on that particular page, it pulls me to a sketch of where we could do an existing, let's move this out of the way. Hang on. Sketch ADU. Let's see if it lets me do it. Here, this little yellow guy right here is where it's saying it would put an ADU on the property. Maybe I can move it. Maybe I can make it bigger. And this lets me play with the dimensions and the estimated cost and the estimated size of where I might be able to do it. And on the top here, it says your property is located in the coastal zone. Contact your county to learn what rules apply. So this particular property is in La Selva Beach, but this just gives you an idea of where and what size and the cost for a potential ADU. So that fun little feature is on MLS, and it should be on all MLSs. Should be, but if it's not, it's
I don't think I've ever seen that.
really,
Mhm.
oh, yeah, it's pretty cool. I love it. So yeah, FYI to that. And then you all know, I'm pretty sure you all know, if there's disclosures on a property that this listing agent is providing, they're down here at the bottom. Disclosures, you always want to look for that as well. And you always want to read what's in the comments to see if there's any particulars that you need to know about for a particular property. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that about the ADUs.
Okay.
Any questions about that?
I have to check my MLS.
Okay. Okay, so finally I got that video to work. I did have to make it public, so it is public. The link that I sent out yesterday for the recording of the disclosure packet, that video is available. It works. It just gives you a really good idea of what's in a disclosure packet. Michelle knows all about disclosure packets. And Michelle, you've seen a ton of disclosure packets where there's a bunch of reports, and you've probably seen some that have very little reports. So the whole point of the video last time was to talk about the different reports that you see in property disclosure packets, what to look for, what's important. All of it's important. All of it you want to learn about, know about. If you don't know a particular any particular report, like there was some on here for the water chemical composition report on, for example, I'm not a scientist. I don't know how to read this. The best way I can explain or be the expert to some degree is to reach out to companies like this and say, hey, soil control lab, I am representing the buyer on this transaction. There's this report in the file. I don't understand it. Can you tell me in layman's terms what it means so I can explain it to my clients? And is it okay if they reach out to you directly? They're probably going to say yes, and they're going to tell you what it means. That way you can share that information with your client.
I did the same thing with the septic. I called the septic company because they had the receipt on the disclosure, on the disclosure package. So I reached out like, hey, I have not done any septic before. What can you tell me? What does this receipt include? What does this mean? I'm dumb, I mean.
Oh yeah, no, septic tanks are very fun to have to deal with. And so, George, any of the properties that you've been looking at for clients, have any of those had septic tanks or septic inspections?
Septic. No, actually.
No. Okay. Well, that's good. One of the things we talked about last time is you always want the condition to be good. Anytime the condition's poor, that equals money. Anytime it's redwood, a redwood frame, that means money. So you just always want to make sure. And companies like this, they always have to, because it's a safety hazard, they have to upload anytime they do an inspection to county records. So you can always pull septic inspection information if the septic has been pumped through county records, always. Did somebody have a question?
I have one quick question. Yeah. What was I going to say? I just lost my train of thought because I just saw my phone right now.
Oh, were we talking about septic?
Oh, home warranty. So my
yeah.
buyer doing the home warranty with the septic. And so I just made sure I included the septic pump to be added under the home warranty for them to have included.
Yeah.
So, just for the year.
Smart.
I felt that was needed, including that, and I stated that on the on the contract, along with um, air conditioning, because any home, and if my buyer is buying it or whether the seller, I always make sure that they're including air conditioning all the time.
Hmm.
And if there's pool stuff, the pool stuff, and this one no pool, but they have a septic tank, so I made sure I add the septic pump.
Perfect. Yeah, you
Just
always want to do those extra upgrades when you're representing a client.
Yeah.
It's just helpful. You're just going to be the
Yeah.
hero at the end of the day when stuff happens. And just make sure, one of the things I wanted to point out too in MLS is just remember that you always have, and these are great talking points with people. You can go to AccuList Weekly or AccuList Reports, and that helps you get information to your clients. I pulled a report today for Santa Cruz County, all of Santa Cruz County for the week ending last Friday or last Saturday, sorry. And total active listings at the time were 482, 65 new listings, 35 of those changed to pending, and 40 homes sold. What I'm looking at here is this blue line way up here above all of the gray lines. This is current 482 active listings. And you can see it was below that. Oh, and MLS, in our MLS, I don't know if you have access to those. Do you? They look like this down here or like this up here.
But what county? That was just all MLS.
Oh, that was Santa Cruz County.
Okay.
Yes.
So Los Baños, we only have 51 homes on the market right now.
Oh,
We're usually
wow.
at over 100.
Wow. Yeah, short. I think it was, what else did I see? I saw it was, oh, where did I see it? We're up 18% with homes sold. We're down 14% with the number of homes that have been listed. So inventory is down 14%. Crazy. And then what was interesting, and this is also for Santa Cruz County, the percentage of list price received was 101% in August 2023. So what does that mean? That means if a house is listed at $899, it's selling for $899 or over in all of Santa Cruz County. So I just did this out of MLS, and these are quick little reports you could just print out. You can download it to your phone if you wanted to, and you can email it to people and share it who are either in or looking at any specific zip code, or you could do it by county. I just did it by the zip code for a quick and dirty info page. If people are interested in graphs, they can see graphs and charts and that type of thing. But yeah, I really thought this is really interesting with how the market is looking when you look at the weekly pre-market listings. You can see that number has just gone down a smidge. And this week here, why it went down from 56 to 53 or even 59 to 53 seems like, oh, it's taken a dip. But actually think about that time frame. A lot of people went to school, so people are not going to be doing focusing on home. Yeah, exactly. And then you can see the weekly inventory. I don't think it's going to go down like this dip. So last year it dipped all the way down here to under 600, probably about 570 or so. But now it's way up here at 625 and we're already September. So I think we're still going to hold on a little bit longer. Okay, so there's that. I just wanted to remind you that you can pull stats from MLS real quick through the AccuList section if you want to, or you can go in and pull information from Matrix. You can go into your Matrix search and then you can pull reports and stats, whoops, right here. You can do them by county. You could do average days on market or your sale to list price ratio. That's always fun to look at. sales price by range, etc. So there's a lot of ways you can pull information and reports. You can make it so it's linear information. You can make it so it's charts and graphs.
I think you can also go through car too, right? Because I think that's where I go through.
You can. The only thing is this is here you can customize your dates. Car you can't. Car is about a month behind every single time.
Okay.
So that's the only bummer, but at least you get monthly information. They do give you something.
I don't think I could do it on my MLS, this.
Which one are you? Rapatoni?
Yeah. What starts with a P? Prospectors, MLS,
Are
something
you
like that.
You're not Paragon?
No.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I think
and have any of you, so I don't know if Raquel or George, you can actually go combine California listings. What you need to know about Paragon is, so all of the state of California, and you can see down here at the bottom, it says Barry MLS, Bay East, Metro List, SFAR, CRMLS, the MLS, SDMLS. Those are all different MLSs throughout the state of California. A lot of the different MLSs are like, think of them as gang clubs, right? Little gangs you have the south side, the north side, the east side, the west side, right? That's how these MLSs are. Some play nice together, some don't play nice together. Paragon said, you know what? We're done with all of this. We're going to have every MLS, we don't care what clique you're in, is going to have access to Paragon. Everybody should have access to Paragon. Michelle, you should have access to Paragon. Paragon,
see if it's even there.
Paragon is the umbrella and says, so somebody in San Diego or way at the tippy top of California, Shasta or whatever, can put their information in, and Paragon will grab all of those listings and throw them in there. So because MLS is a subscriber to Paragon, we agree, yeah, everybody should play nice in the sand together, then we can see all those listings. So if I go to Paragon, I can click into a whole nother weird looking MLS and I can pull up properties for different areas.
But listen to this. So I'm over here with Metrolist. I'm also part of Santa Clara County, which also includes all of you guys over there too, all your stuff. But Merced County and some counties have this. Even though I'm a member, they have another MLS, a private group in Merced that I have to be members only or something.
It's ridiculous.
145 just to be part of that to see the other homes, and I don't like that.
I
can't even see them. I have to call somebody that has access to that to see if they can send me a report.
That's
because
awful.
It's like what's Merced?
That's awful because that's a disservice to the homeowners who live in Merced. I bet you every single homeowner would want their home blasted out to absolutely everybody. And it's really unfortunate. It's kind of like South County for Santa Clara County. They don't they're still part of MLS, but they still require you to be a member. So if you had a listing in Morgan Hill, you better be part of that South County because otherwise, and if you put their house on tour, they're not going to go see it. Those South County agents will not on purpose go see your home, your brand new listing on broker tour, unless you go to their meeting and talk about it. If you don't, they snub you. So it's awful. It's like high school. It's like high school. So just be aware that happens. And so if you do take,
well, who needs all those brokers to come by? We can do it ourselves. We'll just blast it out to the media.
I know. Yeah, we just social media. That's awesome. That's all we need.
That's all we need.
Yeah. So what else? We're going almost to 4 o'clock here. Any other questions? Open houses we talked about, some disclosures we talked about, ADUs we talked about. Anything good?
I just think just getting out there like you're all doing, just open houses, talking to people.
Talk to your neighbors.
Or at the wherever you're at, just talk.
Yeah.
Business can come from anywhere,
Yep.
not just on the phone. Just being out, and don't try to sound salesy. If you're having a conversation with someone, just talk to them, and then like, hey, what do you do? And then they start telling you, and then they ask you, what do you do? And then all of a sudden they're saying, well, how's the market?
And then what's the best answer when somebody tells you, how's the market? What do you guys say? Raquel, what are you going to say when somebody says, how's the market?
Oh, that's a good question.
Okay, George, what are you going to say if somebody asks you, so how's the market?
Well, it depends.
No,
Where are you
well, it
looking?
depends. Exactly. Where are you? Are you looking to buy or sell? Are you looking to buy or sell? Where are you looking to buy or sell at? And it depends where you're looking to buy or sell. If they're like, oh, no, I don't know. I heard the market was crashing. Oh, really? What do you know about the market? Have you bought or sold? Are you an investor? Like what, tell me more about what you know. Turn the table back at them because they're either hearing just what's in the media or they're smart ass and they just want to try and pin you down. Turn it back, ask the question back at them. And it just starts the conversation, if anything.
And then I say, right now, no matter what, it's a great time to buy because as long as you can afford the house,
Yeah.
you can refinance later. So you have no competition right now. Once the rates come down, there's going to be it's going to be very competitive. So if you can afford to buy now, I would say go for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Because think about all the poor buyers that can't afford right now. They're all going to be jumping on everything. It's going to be a seller's market for a little bit. And once rates come down, it's going to just be
It's going to be frenzy.
Crazy.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
At least for the initial month or two, when the rates come down, it's going to be another frenzy for sure. And then what the media is saying is it's not a market where we're going to have tons of foreclosures, but there will be some. So be aware of what is involved or what's entailed with foreclosures. And we can always talk about that at another time. And the same thing with short sales, because there have been some. I have seen those in our local market. So, okay, everybody, have a fantastic weekend.
You
You
and
too.
you said
And
you're gonna
thank
try and
you.
switch these maybe to another day, maybe the
Oh
meeting.
yeah, sorry. Thank you for the reminder. I was thinking about doing Mondays for meetings instead of Fridays because Monday's the start of the week. It could be a good kickoff. Once you guys get really, really busy, Mondays will be busy days for you. But if we keep the time frame the same, Monday mornings are always awful for realtors to try and attend meetings because there's other things that are happening on Monday mornings. So Mondays, 3 o'clock, 3:30, I was thinking would be another good time to get together for meetings. Does that work for everybody? Or George, what about your schedule? Does that work?
As long as it's the same time, it should.
Same time. Okay.
It'll work.
Okay, great. I think we'll just give it a whirl and we'll try it. And if it's not working, we can figure something else out. But that way we can get more information in and like hot off the presses information that comes down the pike, either from state or from EXP or anything over the weekend, I can definitely bring to your attention.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks. Have a
Good.
fantastic
Thank you.
weekend. Okay, take care.
You guys too.
Bye.
Bye.